Hello Sunshines, and welcome to my top 10 mods for realistic gameplay in The Sims 3. So I am currently in my current household. Please don't pay attention to this, okay? It's I'm playing with Generations right now, so I have a lot of Sims. So it's a whole different story. I will do a current household very soon. I think it's planned in like a few weeks. So I will do that. But today I will be talking about the top 10 mods that I have found create the most realistic gameplay for your Sims 3. So if you're interested in making your Sims a little bit more interesting, a little bit more realistic, then definitely stay and watch this video. So the first thing I want to talk about is one almost everybody knows, and it is the Nraas story progression. So Nraas are mods that almost everybody knows about when they play The Sims 3, and it is just a great way to help your game's performance and also just help your game evolution, I guess you could say, the way your game works. So what story progression does, it is, it is literally in the name. It progresses the story of your unplayed Sims and of your townies. So EA's story progression is alright, but it is very slow and barely anything will ever happen in your game. People will barely get married. If you're not playing them, people will barely get any children. So your game just basically kind of freezes and just doesn't evolve if you're not playing them. Nraas story progression prevents that from happening, and there are a lot of settings that you can, change. So if you have Nraas story progression installed, and I will do a video about Nraas story progression very soon, you go to Nraas and you click, I have a lot of Nraas mods, but you go to story progression and you will have a little pop-up screen. Now, the most things are under general options, and you can adjust the speed of your story, so you can have it go very slow, default, fast, or rapid. Now, I always have it on fast because I like a little bit spice in my game, and I just like when everything is evolving quite fast. And sometimes even fast is not fast enough for me, to be honest. Now you can also change which stories you want to see. So you can just click all if you want literally everyone in the town story, if you want to read that. Now I have it on Blood, Friends, and Romantic. So this will only give me the stories of the family of my Sim, of the friends of my Sims, and of the romantic interests of my Sims. So, but you can fully customize this. Now, you always want to have it on true, obviously, if you want to enable the progression, and you have a lot of options right here. I'm not going to detail with them right now because that's a whole video by itself. But you can have the careers all assigned, and you can have the deaths, like when you inherit things, or who inherits things, etc, etc. You can have pregnancy options, you can have even romance or money options if you have the money module. So there is a lot of story progression that just completely, literally changes your whole game. It literally changes your whole entire game, the progress of it, how people get married, who they get married to, if they break up, etc, etc. As you can see, I right here have my family tree. For instance, Sailor got married with, or is now engaged to Blair. Ariel is dating this old guy. He has broken up 5,000 times with the same person, So it really changes your whole game, and I definitely recommend that. That is also my #1 mod. If I could choose one mod for gameplay, I would definitely choose story progression, just because it is so good. It is so well developed. You can literally do anything and everything with it. You can customize your whole game. It is just so good. Now the next mod is also an Nraas mod. About like 4 of these mods are Nraas mods because they just change your whole game. But the next Nraas mod is Retuner. Now I actually didn't know about this mod until quite a bit ago, when I just went and scrolled through the Nraas forums and what you could do with it. I had it installed, but I just didn't use it properly. Now, Nraas Retuner allows you to do a lot of things. For example, if you go to settings and you go to general, and it will have to load, and you go by tunable XML, and you will have this whole ass list. But if you go and find, let me quickly find it if I can. If you go to sims3.gameplay.objects.rabbitholes, and for example, I go to, I don't know, go to the grocery or something, if I can find it, the grocery store. Now, this allows you to fine-tune the price of the ingredients, of the things you buy there. So if you go to case shopping tuning, you will see right here the percent price modifier. I have it set to -75% because I like for the things to not be as expensive as they are. It is honestly insane how expensive the groceries are in this game. Like one thingy of bananas costs like 11 simoleons, I believe. So this reduces the price with 75%. Now, my household obviously doesn't really need it. They could afford it anyway. But, you know, when you're on a budget or when you have sim who really only have minimum wage, if you have that mod, that's also a very realistic mod. I just don't use it, so it's not on my list. But if you have sims that are kind of struggling and they cannot buy groceries because they're so fucking expensive, I just think that's unrealistic. Like, if I buy 5 items, I'm already at 100 simoleons. I just don't think that's realistic, so I fine-tune that. So that is a very great mod if you want to fine-tune your prices for literally anything. You can also do it for the NPCs, for like maids or butlers, repair technicians, literally anything you can think of that costs money, you can fine-tune with Nraas Retuner. Now, the next Nraas mod as well is Nraas WooHooer. So many of you probably know about this one, and it allows you to do risky woohoo and fine-tune basically your woohoo settings. Now, if you go in general, you can do a lot of things: species, human, horse, dog, cat. You can literally fine-tune it for literally anything. You can unlock actions for teenagers, etc. This mod also allows you to have teen pregnancy. Now, risky is kind of my favorite, so even if pregnancy same-sex first choice, I have that on because I don't have a hospital overhaul mod because it kind of got messed up, so I just do it this way. You can fine-tune that. If you go to species human, you can have autonomous risky, and the risky baby success rate, I have it on 15%. Risky base gen scoring teen, apparently I have that on 25 because I never really used teen pregnancy, because if I turn that on, the whole town will have babies. So yeah, you can use fertility treatments, etc. So WooHooer just allows your game to be a little bit more spicy. My sim got pregnant because of her first twins by risky woohooing. So, you know, I just always love that spice that it adds. Like, you know, have unprotected woohoo and you get pregnant from it. Like, it's basically the consequence of your actions, and I think it's just so realistic, and I just really like it. And I like it when I only do risky woohoo if they don't have a wish of having a baby. I never do normal woohoo. I only do normal woohoo if they specifically don't want any more children, or if, you know, if I have a storyline going that they can get pregnant or anything like that. But otherwise, I always do risky woohoo, just because it makes my game a little bit more realistic. Now, the fourth and last Nraas mod is Nraas Traveler. Now, Nraas Traveler is something not a lot of people use, I think, or maybe people use for the wrong reasons, because Nraas Traveler allows you, it has a little thingy right here, but it allows you to go on a holiday to any city that you have installed in your game. So not only can you visit Egypt or China or, I don't know, what is the other one, France? But you can also, for example, if you live in Sunset Valley and you want to visit Bridgeport, you can. If you want to visit Sunlit Heights, you can. If you want to visit lucky palms. You can, so you can literally go on vacation on in those worlds. Now Traveler also allows to do other things. You can have ageless foreign sims if you want to. You can say if you want to spawn the weather stone, allow both travelers and stuff. Hidden worlds, you can hide some worlds if you don't want them in your menu. Basically, even the university term length you can adjust. So I just think that's realistic. You can also use Traveler mod to transfer your sims to a new world if you want to keep their relationships, and you can figure out how to use border mod or something. If you want to keep your family tree but don't want to, take everybody with you, then you can also use Traveler to move there. I don't think that is too ideal because it will have loaded 2 whole worlds in your game, and your game will probably get a little bit bloated and maybe perform a little less good. But if you're okay with it lagging a little bit, I mean, mine is lagging a little bit because it is 1, winter, and in winter it just lags more. 2, I have 8 sims and 2 pets in my household, and 3, it's quite a big house. So, I'm okay with that. So if you're okay with it lagging a little bit more, if you load up another world, then Traveler might be very useful. It's very easy to use if you want to transfer your sims over to a new town. I prefer border, but that's just a preference, I guess. Now the 5th mod I want to discuss is the no fridge shopping mod. Now this is not an Nraas mod, or maybe it is on the Nraas website. I'm not sure, but what this allows you to do, or maybe this allows you to do, is if you do not, I cannot show you right now, but oh look here, if you do not have the ingredients for this certain recipe, then you will not be able to make it. So obviously by default you can just click it and your sims will pay for it, so they'll basically pay your fridge. So I just think that is so unrealistic. Like, if you don't have the ingredients, obviously you have to go to the designated grocery store and buy your sims some groceries. That is the whole point of this fucking grocery store. So basically that is what it makes you do. It makes that you have to go to the grocery store in order for you to buy some groceries or to make something. So as you can see, right now I don't have grapes and apples in my fridge, so I cannot make fruit parfait. I just think that is so much more realistic and more fun, because if I often come to the conclusion like, oh fuck, I don't have this item in my fridge, I have to go grocery shopping right now, but my sims also need to work, and it also applies to the quick meals. Now I have everything in my fridge, but if I don't have anything that requires these recipes in my fridge, then I cannot make this quick meal. So they might just go to work hungry, or if I forget to, make them breakfast or have their, have their ingredients in their fridge. So I just think that is such a fun mod, and it adds so much realism. It really feels like you're playing somebody's life, so I really like that. Now the 6th mod is the Retuned Attraction mod. Now when you play The Sims 3, you might have noticed that literally everybody that walks past your sim will have, attraction to your sim. Almost everybody is a 10 out of 10. It is literally insane. So I found a mod for that. It is a pretty popular mod. I found a mod for that retunes that. So you can go as wild as you want with this mod. You can make it very, very difficult for yourself by having it depend on literally everything. And with everything, I mean lifetime wish, your traits, your preference, or your favorites, your zodiac sign, literally anything. I think even your job has something to do with it if somebody's attracted to the other one. So you can go very wild. There's also a easier version of that. I have that one installed because I found the other one to be a little too challenging. I could not find a sim for my sim to settle with because they were just not attracted to each other at all. There was no sim in town that matched with my sims. So I went for the little easier version, and then it It is not as easy as the like base game attraction, but it makes it a little bit more easier. You just know that when your sim has a 10 out of 10 attraction with somebody, that they are really meant to be. I just really like that. I mean, in real life, it's like that as well. You're not attracted to everybody, don't match with everybody. And that is just like real life. Like, you're not 10 out of 10 attracted to everybody in your fucking town, you know? It's a very specific thing, attraction. So I really like that that mod exists, and I definitely recommend you using it. It just makes your Sim's life a little bit more unique, because they can be attracted to Sims you may not like, but if they're attracted to him, I will have my Sim pursue it, because, you know, that's what my Sims like. The 8th one is the no or fewer automatic memories mod. Now, I literally swear by this mod because it is so fucking good. I'm so grateful for it. If you don't know this, I also mentioned this mod actually in my video about how to make your Sims 3 run smoother. But this is a mod that allows your Sim to not have memories by, for example, visiting the park. When your Sims visit the park and you don't have this mod installed, they will get a little memory from it. Yeah, usually you get like a notification like, oh, she visited the park for the first time, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, she can go to a park anytime, any day. That's not a special memory, you know? Like, a memory is going steady with somebody, graduating high school, getting married, having a child, you know, that are memories. Not going to the park. So this mod allows you to disable that. It disables it by default. There's also a fine-tuning, little application with it. I don't use that. I am fine with the rest of the moodless or memories my Sims get. But it is a very realistic mod, so I definitely recommend you searching that up. So the 8th mod is the mixed pregnancy feelings mod. Now, I didn't know about this mod until I just accidentally stumbled on it. But this, I don't currently have a pregnancy because she literally just gave birth. But this allows your Sims to have, well, like it says, mixed pregnancy feelings. So they can be eagerly expecting and they will be very happy and excited that they're expecting a baby, or they can be anxiously expecting, and that it will have your Sims be anxious and worry, and, you know, it has a bad effect on their mood. And I just think that is so realistic. Like, not everybody handles pregnancy the same way in real life. So why would it be like that in The Sims? Why would every Sim expect the same way? And I really have I love that mod, especially when I was playing actively with like Hope and Hinny. I know they're still in my household, they're like the grandparents, like generations and everything, you know, they kind of belong here, but they are married, and so I had the, you know, same-sex pregnancy on. And the first time Hinny got pregnant of their first child, Sailor, right here. And she was so happy, and she was eagerly expecting, and she was really going through it like it was nothing. And the second time, a River actually comes from Hope. Hope carried River. And Hope was actually very anxious the first time she was pregnant. She was not having it. She was really not having it. She was not not one day, not one moment in her whole pregnancy was she eagerly expecting. She was so fucking anxious. It was insane. The third baby was Hinny again, or the like third pregnancy was with Hinny again. She was again very happy to be pregnant. She just went through it like it was nothing. And then the fourth kid, Hope, actually got pregnant, and she was eagerly expecting. So I guess she learned from her first pregnancy and was now just very happy to be pregnant. So I think that is just such a fun mod. Like, I cannot believe that adds so much realism and character development in my game, but it does. I really love that mod, and it just adds so much realism. I know I say that a lot. I know it's a video about it, but it is true. Now the 9th mod is a taxi charge mod. So if you've seen my previous legacy part, you know that I have a taxi charge mod. Basically what this does is every time your Sims take a taxi, which they do quite often, they love taxis, it will have you pay like $20. You can fine-tune this, I believe. I am not exactly sure how, but I know you can. But it will charge you $20 for any young adult or adult sim. Seniors though, elders, will have a discount, so they will pay $14, and so will teens, I believe, and children. I'm not sure. I don't think children ever take a taxi though. I just wanted that mod because I just didn't think it was realistic to just have them have free taxis everywhere. Like, that just doesn't make sense, and it just adds another level of wanting to save up for a nice car and wanting to buy a car. So I just think that is such a nice goal to work towards, and I just really love it. It is so realistic. And the last but not least mod is the realistic car speed mod. Now, I am not entirely sure how this, mod is named. I will link that all down below, by the way, all the mods. But the realistic car speed basically makes it so that cars don't have insane speed. So even the cheapest car will be pretty fast, in my opinion, if you don't have this mod installed. And this basically just fine-tunes that. Same goes for taxis. It will just be a little bit more realistic than them just, zooming around town like it's nothing. Like, why would you buy a very expensive car like I have right here if like a car of like 1,500 simoleons basically drives as fast, I mean, obviously this one drives so much faster, but also with the like very fast cars, I find that it's pretty annoying if they go so fast. So fine-tuning that and having them be slower, it's just kind of realistic. Like, this one is still fast, but not like so fast that I get dizzy from it. And the Big Lemon, for example, the car, the like cheapest car, is very slow. And I just think that is very realistic, and it allows you to really want to upgrade your cars. So I just think that is a very realistic mod. It also tunes the taxis, if I have not said that, to be kind of slow. So you will want to have, a better car, or to buy a car. So yeah, those are the like 10 mods that I really love for my gameplay, that I have installed in my game, and that just make me just really enjoy it. She is looking so sad, but that just make me want to play my game more and play more realistically. So yeah, I will link everything down below that I have just mentioned, and please check out these mods yourself. If you have a question about any of the mods, please leave them down below. I will try to answer them as good as I can, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys!